So now let's take a listen to this.
1 time 1 2 1 3 1 4 yeah. I'm counting my blessings. We're children of God. This is why wherever we go, we shine. We shine as children of God. They ask you where you get the blessings. They ask you why you look so fine, boy. They don't know that it's Jesus. They wonder how your life keeps on rising. They wonder how your life keeps on shining. Shining.
Alright, the vocal sounds very, very good, clean. The highs are there, the top end is there. Just the low end also just sounds great. So what did I do? Let me walk you through the plugins that I used. So what I love to do first before I go to the groups, I come to audio track, and let's go ahead and click on it and come to inserts. This is what I love to do. First thing, I throw in a plugin that is just gonna give my vocal that wide sound, that big sound, and then from there I start working it all the way down. So the first plugin that I threw in is called Vox Stereo from Waves. It's a very, very beautiful plugin, especially when you wanna like achieve big vocals. This is the way to go to plugin. I dropped it down a little bit to -8.5 because I wanted some volume to my vocals. All right, so this is helping me. Our Vox is helping me to bring out volume, or expand, maximize my vocal a little bit. It also works like a maximizer in a certain way. So from there I threw in a compressor right on the audio track. This compressor is not doing too much. It's just doing a little tiny bit of compression, especially on the parts where the singer is a little bit high. So this is just helping tame those transients and frequencies just a little bit like this.
We're children of God. This is why wherever we go, we shine. We shine as children of God.
So you can see what's really happening this side. My ratio is 2. My attack is very fast attack. My hold is put on 0. My release is on the middle, and analysis is taken all the way to 0. So this is basically what this compressor is doing. Then from there I connected this vocal to group number 2. So let's go ahead and open up group number 2. Here is group number 2. Open up the inserts, and these are the plugins that I threw in. First is auto-tune pitch corrector. This helps smoothen up the vocal and just give the vocals the modern day sound that everybody is looking for. So my retune speed is set to very fast. I know somebody might be saying, well, it's very fast, the auto-tune will be too much. Well, you can control auto-tune using Humanize. This is why my Humanize is on 40, and my key is set to the right key, and my scale is major. My input type is tenor. The rest is left the way they are. So I'm using auto-tune to like tune up my vocal a little bit, and also just pitch correct those places where the vocal is not really sounding great. Now from there I threw in virtual mix rack. Virtual mix rack is something that I usually use, especially when it comes to bringing out the presence in my vocals and helping dynamics. So I use Slate Digital virtual mix rack, and in this case I am using only a compressor number 2, and also an EQ. This is like my first EQ. So there is a compressor number 2, and this time it's not on 20. I have taken it down a little bit. I've taken it down a little bit to 26.5 dB. My ratio this time is on 2.5, and my attack is not on really not too fast, but it's right there on the faster and a little bit slower. My releases are on 2 as well. Makeup gain is there just to increase the volume a little bit, and I have also this EQ. As you can see, my shelf is taken to positive 2.1, raised up the presence a little bit to bring out the presence of the vocals, and this part is taken down to -3, and this part right here, low mid frequencies, to positive 1.84. Why? Because I want the low mid frequencies to come out and also to tighten up the vocal a little bit more. And low frequencies, the lows are on, this is, I set the lows on positive 2.49. Why? I want the vocal to have that low end and that punch. It really helps a lot, especially when you increase the highs. So basically this is what I did, and from virtual mix rack I added a second one which is similar to Aravox, and this one is called Maximizer from Steinberg Cubase, and I just threw it in there as a default plugin on default. I mean, this is helping expand the vocal even a little bit more, or maximize the vocal. So whenever you want to maximize your vocal, you want to make your vocal sound bigger, use Maximizer. And then from there, second EQ, and this is the second EQ. I'm gonna do a tutorial, so check out the video that I'm gonna upload very soon on my channel concerning how I did all this and why I did all these. So this is an EQ FabFilter Pro Q, a very good EQ that you can use to really like work on your vocals in a very professional way. As you can see, I've raised the highs a little bit more again, and then from there EQ number 3, and this EQ number 3 is helping EQ number 1 to just 2238 hertz. This is basically what this one is doing right there. And now, due to EQing and all those things that I have explained to you guys, I had to throw in a good de-esser for this type of mixing. And the type of de-esser that I used is de-esser stereo from Waves, a very good de-esser. I have dropped it down to -27.5, and this is where the de-essing is starting from. I am dealing with the S's and also just a little bit on top of the vocal, just to add that softness to the harsh frequencies like this.
We're children of God. This is what we're.
And this is why you can see a little bit of red in almost most of the parts. This is helping warm up the vocal and just bring out a certain effect to the vocals.
We're children of God. This is where wherever we go, we shine, shine. We shine as children of God.
But the most parts where this is working more is where the S's are too much. So, and now due to EQing and raising of the highs, I had to throw in a denoiser from Cubase and put it on medium to control floor noise and a little bit of that background noise.
We're children of God. This is where wherever we go, we shine, shine. We shine as children of God.
And this is what I did, and this is what you can do to achieve professional top quality vocals in 2022. So go ahead and just try out what I have explained to you, and I tell you, your vocals are never gonna be the same again.
1 2 1 2 1 3 1 4 yeah.